everybody!
Hello!
Oh, this is so cool, man! Look at this!
The Superman World Tour started, and the first stop is Manila in the Philippines. We were lucky enough to be invited on an IMAX special screening to watch a 30-minute clip. This clip is said to be the first 30 minutes of the movie, but I doubt it. There was no proper opening credits, but it opened with a classic Superman art that transitions into the DC Studios logo. But after watching the whole thing, my friends and I had a debate if we were shown the actual first 30 minutes, or is it a compilation of scenes from the existing trailers but with extended footage. If it's a mishmash of scene footage, color me impressed, because they crafted a very convincing and well-written 30-minute sequence with a coherent beginning. Spoilers ahead. If you don't want to be spoiled, just click the like button and leave. Anyways, you've been warned. The film opens in the Arctic region. We are updated of what's happening via text narration. It says that 3 million years ago, or is it 300 million, superpowered beings already existed. Each narration intriguingly has something to do with the number 3. Superman arrived 3 decades ago, which means he's in his 30s. 3 months ago, Baravia invaded the neighboring country of Jarhanpur, and 3 hours ago, Superman experienced his first defeat. Then it cuts to the familiar scene where Krypto rescues Superman and takes him to the Fortress of Solitude, where his robots lift him and expose him to the sun's rays. It's something that we've seen in the trailer with some extra footage, adding some heads and tails on scenes. Once Supes is healed up, he quickly flies back to Metropolis. Unbeknownst to him, the engineer is already in the Arctic as if she's tracking down Superman. As he flies, the S emblem on his chest becomes the Superman title card. It turns out the Hammer of Baravia was the one who caused Supes' first defeat. Again, this scene is in the trailers where the Hammer uses his version of the heat ray vision to threaten some people in the building. But this time, we have the context that he's doing this to draw out Superman. Superman appears, and the Hammer gives him a beatdown as he crashes into the city and people help him. Again, that scene is in the trailers. The Hammer doesn't finish Supes, but he flies away. I felt that the footage in the trailers where we see people throwing stuff at him should follow, but they didn't use it. I won't spoil this, but it's cool how the Hammer was able to defeat Superman. He has a coaching staff behind the scenes feeding him info on how to counter every fighting move Supes does. And when he flies away, it seems he's going back to Baravia. But he's not. When he enters his base, he goes through some high-tech portal that teleports him back to Metropolis. They also revealed that the Hammer of Baravia is just an armor, and the one piloting this is a character you already saw in the trailers. That's the only clue I'll give. But that reveal is really cool. We cut to the Daily Planet where Clark arrives. He is late, by the way, and people are congratulating him for making it into the front page. We see some of the Daily Planet staff. Most prominent is Steve Lombard and Jimmy Olsen interacting with Clark, and it seems that a lot of women in the office have the hots for Clark. Lois Lane is there, and it seems that she hates Clark. But of course, this is just a facade. The scene then transitions to Lois Lane's apartment, where we see Clark attempting to cook her favorite dish, though she insists it's actually his favorite. They do some kissing, and it leads to passionate lovemaking. Just kidding. Somehow that kissing leads to a debate and leads to something we already saw. The Lois Lane interview in the trailer, but with more dialogue. The whole thing didn't end on a good note, and Clark leaves Lois through the front door, of course. I actually like this touch where they're in a relationship, but they're keeping it a secret from everyone. We return to the Arctic, and we see Lex Luthor and the engineer arriving at the Fortress of Solitude. Again, this was seen in the trailers, the fight with the robots and Krypto, but with more footage, and the 30 minutes end there. As Lex approached the Fortress supercomputer, he delivers his monologue, which transitions properly to the latest trailer that everyone has seen. While watching this, I can't help but smile. There's a feeling of joy watching this version of Superman because it embraces its comic book roots in terms of tone and color. They created a fictional world that is not bound to the actual one we're living in, but taking parts of it. Lex as a villain isn't grounded too much in reality, but he has outlandish machinations at his disposal and allied himself with metahumans. The fight scenes feels like the Injustice game dialed up. As James Gunn mentioned before the screening, he envisioned this portrayal of Superman as someone who strives to do good, even when faced with a harsh world. However, despite his best intentions, there are consequences to his actions, and much like social media, some people accept them, while others twist the narrative negatively. This is the challenge David Cornsweet's Superman must face, both in the movie itself and in real life. Though I am more of a Marvel fan, collecting Punisher, Blade, and Deadpool comics. I truly hope this movie reaches the 1 billion mark. It seems like an incredibly fun film, and I plan to watch it the very first day it hits theaters. This movie gives off that see it in cinema vibe as early as you can if you don't want to be FOMO'd. Something the MCU has done before Avengers Endgame. Jump into the comments section and let me know what you think of this movie. Are you seeing it in the cinema or wait and stream it? Anyways, thank you for making it this far and see you in the next review.